Hey man, how have you been liking that Roomba you got a few months back? Well, Gringo, I've had this thing for a little over 3 months, and I gotta say, it really doesn't suck. Well, that's good to hear. So, you like it? Why would I like it if it doesn't suck? Vacuums are good if they suck, right? Well, this one doesn't suck. You mean it doesn't vacuum? Exactly, it doesn't suck. When's the last time you cleaned it? Why would I clean a cleaning robot? I bought it so I wouldn't have to clean. Are you kidding me right now? Here, just get it here. You know what? It's just here.
So, in order to clean the Roomba 670, first thing you're going to want to do is, with the unit sitting flat, you'll want to press this little tab, remove this dustbin. You can see in here it's full of dirt. You press on this yellow tab to open it. Go ahead and dump that in the trash. Next, you'll want to remove the little dust filter that keeps the dust out of the actual vacuum part. Tap that on the side of the trash can to knock the dust off of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get a majority of it out. Reinstall it like so. Close that up off. If you have a lot of dirt buildup here, you may want to clean that off. This is probably oil from dog hairs that this vacuum has been sucking up. But we'll set that off to the side for now. We're going to go ahead and flip the unit over. You can see here the pivot wheel in the front, the spinning brush, the 2 drive wheels, and then the 2 main brushes right here, which you can remove by pressing on these 2 tabs and lifting up on the little cage. And then you'll remove these by pulling up on this yellow side, sliding it out. And then you're going to want to go ahead and pull these ends off. You'll see there's a bunch of dirt that's gotten wedged in there, dirt and hair and stuff. So you'll want to clean those out real well to where they're free of debris. If you have compressed air, you could use some of that, but it's not exactly necessary. And then for this rubber flap brush wheel, you just want to go ahead and pull the hair off the edge. If you're having trouble getting it with your hands, you can use anything from a pick to an actual comb to dig down in there and hook that hair, pull it out, break it free, remove some of that resistance. Same thing on the opposite end. For this main brush, it's going to be way more filled with hair due to the fact it has a bunch of tiny bristles. This is the one that's probably the more important one. And you can use your fingers if you'd like and just pull on it, pull on the hair. Or you can use a comb. Gets a majority of it. If you'd like, you can go on Amazon and purchase one of these kits that comes with replacement parts, and some of them even come with this little round comb that you slide through, and it'll hook the hair, make it much simpler. I'll have a link to one of these kits in the description below. Run that through a few times, get as much of the hair out as possible. Once you've gotten all the hair out to the point where you're satisfied, you can go ahead and move on to cleaning underneath the brushes. Right here you can see this is a bunch of that grease I was talking about that was on the front of the dustbin that has just come from dog hair or possibly even people hair. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and move on to the front pivot wheel, which you just pull up on. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult if it doesn't get removed often, in which case you might have to use a little more force or find some other way to remove it. And then up inside of this little crevice, you'll find hair has a tendency to get in there too. So you're going to want to clean that out really well. You can use the cap of a pen to help free some of that up. And then to get the actual pivot wheel out, you're going to want to push from below and then take this little spool out. This is another little crevice I can get hair in. You can see there's quite a bit built up on this. So cleaning that up every now and then will keep the part from wearing out prematurely. Once that's clean, go ahead and reinstall the spool, reinstall the wheel. You can go either way, it does not matter. And then reinstall it. Next, we'll move on to the spinning brush. You will need a Phillips screwdriver for this. You can probably make just about any size work. The one that seems to fit the best is a Phillips 1. However, I've been able to use Phillips head 2 as well. So once that is undone, gently lift up. You can see there's already some hairs that have it hooked down in there. Be very careful not to lose the screw because it's tiny and it has a tendency to like to fall out. So you just want to make sure it's completely free of hair. Occasionally you'll have hair wrapped around here really tightly, and if you do, it may even prevent the brush from operating. So if your brush isn't operating, that's one of the first things you're going to want to check. Make sure there's not too much hair wedged up inside of there. And then reinstall the brush by making sure the hex fits on there correctly. Do not over tighten this screw, as it is only threading into plastic and it will strip. So we're just going to go just a tad snug, and that's good to go. And then last, before reinstalling the brushes, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to want to try and scrub all this grease clean. It helps to use a damp rag and then follow up with a dry rag to absorb the water, as well as help scrub a little bit more of that grease away. It can be pretty stubborn, so it may take a few tries to get it all the way completely clean, but it's definitely a necessity. A technique that I found that actually works pretty well is just using a fine-tooth comb and hitting the brushes from the side like this. While it doesn't have to be perfect, the more you get now, the better off you're going to be in the long run. Because anything you don't get, you'll probably just have to worry about next time. So as you can see here, most of the hairs that were in there are removed. There's still a little bit, but not that much. And the rubber flap wheel. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall these guys by putting these caps on the end. Off camera, I wipe them down just to give them a little bit of extra clean. And then reinstallation is the same as removal, just reverse. And then click that in place. Also be sure to check the drive wheels for any possible obstructions, like this one right here. Seems to have a little plastic. Unfortunately, these drive wheels are not very cleaning friendly. They can be replaced, however, by purchasing the parts online. And you are all good. good to go. If you found this video helpful at all, or if you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit the like button. It really helps out. Spread these videos around to help other people. Hit subscribe if you want to find out more DIY videos. Thanks for watching.